most respected principal Dr. Vinita Kamran Didi, most respected teachers of this great campus of Kanpur Road, most loving and highly disciplined children of this Kanpur Road campus, who have made history in education, in results and in selection in various competitive examinations like IAS, PCS, engineering, medical, and getting selected in India and abroad in various universities and colleges and prestigious institutions of learning. Any words of praise in honor of your principal, your teachers, and yourself will be utterly insufficient. I congratulate you for all your wonderful achievements. And I am sure that the results that are growing in Kanpur Road, every year improving from top to bottom, the results are improving every year, year after year. I am sure you will keep it up and improve it further, as you are always doing. I am sure this year is going to be a most outstanding result this year. Dear children, what is you are preparing for? You are preparing for the board examination of ISC and ICSE. Maybe some are in first year, some are ninth also. Dear children, what you are going to take from CMS? What is the vision that has been given to you? What you will like when you leave this school, what you will like to become a kind of person you are? You know, you have been given, the God is one, religion is one, man is one. You have been given an idea that globe is one. We are all creations of one God. There is only one God who has created this entire universe, and all the people of this globe are our brothers and sisters, so we have to make provision for their betterment. You are participating in World Unity Prayers. The purpose is to unite the world. You are participating in all religion prayers, proving that God is one, religion is one, man is one. You are participating in world parliaments, thereby you are learning that ultimately this world requires a parliament. And this, to create this parliament, we have to unite the people of the world, because the problems of the world are multiplying every day. The future of over 2 billion children of the world and the generations yet to be born has become progressively more insecure and unprotected during nearly 7 decades since the outbreak of the Second World War and the recent spread of international terrorism, global warming, environmental degradation, stockpiling of arms and ammunition, and ever-increasing expenditure on military, on research, and how to kill more and more people, research on how to make deadliest weapons of mass destruction, and a fear of a third world war and a nuclear holocaust. So the question is how to save this situation which is the world is facing today. And all these kinds of vision are given to you in this school, that you participate in the World Parliament. So it is not just a World Parliament, it is a model parliament. But then ultimately we want that you fill in your mind that ultimately you have to form a World Parliament. You have to tackle the issues of the globe. The problem is the future of the globe is in danger. Do not busy yourself only in your own concerns or the concerns of the countries alone. Let your thoughts be fixed upon that which will rehabilitate the fortunes of mankind and sanctify the hearts and souls of men. You know, the fortunes of mankind have been deserted. You have to rehabilitate the fortunes of mankind. The whole world is deserted by terrorism, by so much of nuclear bombs, nuclear weapons, so much of divisions in the name of caste, creed, color or religion, so many distances and divisions between man to man. The families are weakening, the ties of the families are weakening. So there are so many ills the society is plagued with, and therefore you are being trained and you are being given this idea, it is putting into your mind that ultimately you have to form a world parliament. You have to unite the world. एक दिन दुनिया एक करूँगा, धरती स्वर्ग बनाऊँगा और विश्व शांति का सपना एक दिन सच करके दिखलाऊँगा. That is your mission. One day I will unite the world and make it a nice place worth living. And for uniting the world, so many events are being organized by your branch. Your Badi Didi is organizing international convention on students' quality control circles. Your branch is organizing international cricket matches here. Your branch is doing so many ETDP, International Education Technology Development Program. Your branch has spread the message of students' quality circles to almost 24 countries in the world. So your branch is doing a wonderful job. Likewise, other branches are also organizing things like Quanta, like GeoFest, History and Geography Fest, Commerce Festival, Economics Festival, Festival of English Literature, so many sports, international sports, literature, Celesta is a music and dance choreography competition. So many international events are being organized, and many children for all parts of India as well as from abroad are participating. Also many children of CMS are visiting various parts of the world, going here and there all over the world. The idea is very clear. We want the world to come closer to each other. We want the world to be united. And just not by saying Jai Jagat, it is also doing. So think globally, act globally. So we are doing a global action. Whatever these things ECMS is doing is a global action, organizing 30 international events, including the Chief Justices Conference. Chief Justices of the world come to this hall. And by now, 780 Chief Justices and judges from 114 countries have already participated. There are 197 countries, 93 countries in the world which are the members of the United Nations. So out of these 193 countries, 114 countries have already come. There are more than half countries of the world have been here to your school to consult on this Article 51, which is written over here and there. It says, the state shall endeavor, A, to promote international peace and security, B, maintain just and honorable relations between nations, C, foster respect for international law, and D, encourage settlement of international disputes by arbitration. So these are the 4 clauses of our constitution. We should be proud of our 2 things. One is our heritage, one is our culture, which teaches us Udara Charita Nam to Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. For the people of goodwill, this whole world is like one family. And our constitution, which says that we will not only look after the interest of the people of India, but we will also ensure, promote international peace and international security. India will promote international peace, global peace, peace in the world, and India will promote security of the world. That is what we have to achieve in our life. And then it says, number 2, it says, maintain just and honorable relations between nations. The relations between nations are not just, they are very strained relations. So India will make an effort to bring the nations closer to each other, develop bonds of friendship between nations to nations, to promote, and then India will promote a respect for international law. That means India will promote that there should be one law for the whole world, and that all the nations of the world should have a respect for that law. So that is what India has to achieve. And the 4th thing is encourage settlement of international disputes by arbitration, whether it is a dispute between India and Pakistan for a Kashmir issue, or whether it is so many issues. There is a Palestine and Israel issue, there is an issue of Iran and Iraq, South Korea, North Korea. There are so many issues, all over the world by which the people are killing each other, fighting each other, creating a lot of terrorism on the borders, having so many things. So this kind of division, this kind of distances, this kind of has to be removed, and we have to encourage settlement of disputes by arbitration. The question is, who will do the arbitration? Arbitration has to be unbiased, where all people believe in it. It should have no bias for anybody. So then, who can be the arbitrator? United Nations is beset with 5 veto powers: America, China, Russia, France and England. It is divided into 5 power blocks. Those who have big killing range, big number of nuclear bombs, they can destroy the bombs. So therefore they are being given this power. If out of the 193 countries, 192 countries take a decision, and if one country out of those 5, which is a veto power, says I don't want it.
यह थे सिटी मॉन्टेसोरी स्कूल के संस्थापक प्रबंधक एवं प्रख्यात शिक्षाविद डॉक्टर जगदीश गांधी, जिनका मानना है आज मानव जाति को जय जगत के नारे को बुलंद करने की आवश्यकता है तथा विश्व में वास्तविक शांति लाने के लिए बच्चे ही सबसे सशक्त माध्यम हैं। डॉक्टर गांधी द्वारा शिक्षाप्रद आध्यात्मिक बातें इन प्रतिष्ठित चैनलों द्वारा नित्य प्रसारित की जाती हैं तथा रोजाना उनके विचार CMS FM रेडियो 90.4 मेगाहर्ट्ज से भी प्रसारित किए जाते हैं। छात्रों, शिक्षकों व अभिभावकों के मार्गदर्शन हेतु डॉक्टर जगदीश गांधी द्वारा लिखित पुस्तकें साहित्य भारती इंटरनेशनल, न्यूमन ग्रुप, 4C, अंसारी रोड, दरियागंज, नई दिल्ली 110002 से प्राप्त की जा सकती हैं। To heal the world with the power of Jai Jagat, City Montessori School since 1959 has been actively working to construct the defences of peace in the minds of students, for which CMS in the year 2002 was awarded with the UNESCO Prize for Peace Education. A Guinness World Record holder for being the largest city school in terms of number of students enrolled. CMS education revolves around the twin poles of godliness and globalism through 4 pillars of education, namely universal values, excellence in all things, global understanding, and service to humanity. It is no wonder that City Montessori School's Gomti Nagar first campus has been awarded first prize for academic reputation at all India level by the Education World magazine in its India School Rankings of 2015. It is also awarded first prize for being the best co-ed school in Lucknow as well as in Uttar Pradesh. CMS founder Dr. Jagdish Gandhi has been motivating parents and generations of good and smart children through holding special prayer assemblies and divine education conferences.
54 years ago, I started this school on 1st of July 1959. The kind of education that is being given to the children is only material. But I realized the man has 3 realities of life. Man is a material being, man is a human being, man is a divine being. He needs a balanced education of all the 3 realities of life. Therefore, I started this school with a mission to impart a balanced education to the children. Mahatma Gandhi said, I will not follow the beaten track. I follow this. I will create my own path. I have created my own path to bring about a change through education. Change the mindset of the children.
Today, if you see in the world, in the print media, in the electronic media, is full of murder, corruption, terrorism, threat of violence globally is looming large on earth. Today we heard very spirited speech of a Law Minister of India. It is laudable, it is most hope of the future. But truthfully, the world is passing through a phase. On the one hand, the technology is going to sky height. On the other hand, the morality ethics has gone at a very low level.
Addressing the August gathering, a very powerful speech was then delivered by the chief guest, Honorable Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, Union Minister for Law and Justice, Government of India.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what India offers? India offers on the table of the world the voice of logic, the voice of reason, the voice of restraint, and above all, the voice of hope. That has been the essence of India. And we're very proud of the fact that from India no one went with a sword in his hand to conquer various parts of the world. We may have suffered for long years, but we never lost our perennial hope in the infinite capacity of the human being to come together. And therefore, our civilizational heritage, extending for thousands and thousands of years ago, has never blinkered. And therefore, people say India is a democracy. How a country of 1.25 billion people has conducted itself. We say India could have been governed only and only through democracy, by the voice of the people, by the logic of the people, by the involvement of the people. And therefore today we have a rule of law, we have democracy, we have independent judiciary, and we are an extraordinary example as to how a country of 1.25 billion people can emerge as a global power, talking of growth, economic growth, other powers, intellectual powers, and also the voice of peace and amity. That is the essence of India as I see it.
President and Chief Operating Officer, City Montessori School, Professor Geeta Gandhi Kingdon, proposing the vote of thanks on behalf of Team CMS, said,
It was a moving speech, it was erudite, it was cogent, it was energetic. It set out why India is great because it is a peace-loving country. But it also showed how India is vulnerable to the forces of terrorism. He very eloquently expressed the feelings of the young generation on how the power of technology can be harnessed for helping the cause of inclusion, sharing, unity. He talked about how noise, which is brought about as a result of the conflict of ideas, is far better than the silence of the grave. And he talked about the beauty of democracy. Sir, your fulsome praise for CMS's humble efforts is much appreciated, and thank you so much for your very gracious presence here this morning. Your coming all the way from Delhi is very appreciated, and it has certainly set the agenda and the tone for the rest of this conference. Thank you so much.
The inaugural session was addressed by His Excellency Stejepan Mesic, former President of Republic of Croatia.
This time, the same as before, I need to point out generally known and scientifically proven facts that a mere of 1% of the world's population holds 50% of the world's GDP. There is almost nothing that can be worse and more threatening to stability and development in the world than that fact. A bright and stable future cannot be built on such foundations. This is not only morally and socially wrong and grotesque, it is also politically and socially extremely dangerous. It is customary to say that the world peace is threatened by the arsenal of nuclear weapons, which is undoubtedly true. However, the widespread poverty and the abysmal living conditions of a huge number of people in the world are a time bomb with a destructive power potentially exceeding that one of the lethal nuclear weaponry. What world is it that we inhabit today, and is its stability increased or deceased? Let us be completely clear and open. In today's world, in international relations, there is no balance as a basis for mutual understanding and respect. The world is regulated and problems are solved in the way that suits and dictates by a single side. This side is involving in establishing, or rather exporting democracy, always based on standards that it imposes unilaterally. Whatever it determines should be is good and positive, and the world can be arranged by way it decides.
His Excellency Mr. Kagalema Motlanthe.
Thank you once again for extending the kind invitation to me to be part of the 17th International Conference of Chief Justices of the World, taking place in this lovely city of Lucknow. It is always a pleasure and honor to visit this town, which is the headquarters of the state of Uttar Pradesh. This year, the theme of this conference, Uniting the World for Children Through Enforceable World Law and Effective Global Governance, requires that we think about the current state of affairs that underscores the world we live in and the complex realization of current international protocols of children's rights within it. We currently find ourselves nearing the conclusion of yet another year. In these moments, local and global publications of many kinds will endeavor to summarize the year that has been, primarily through condensing it into a series of images and accompanying editorials. Among these images will no doubt appear one of 5-year-old boy, his gray shirt contrasting the orange that surrounds him as if it was composed by artistic intentions. But there is no joy of youth to be found in this image, neither is it an image staged for purposes of a photo shoot. This snapshot is not a display of play, laughter, or innocence that accompanies such youthfulness. Rather, it depicts a little boy who is one of many for whom a neatly configured childish naivete is denied, and in its place, fear, caution, and attentiveness is found. The orange that surrounds him then colors the insides of an ambulance and the first aid kit it houses. There is blood covering half of his face as he stares ahead blankly, and his body has been transformed into
Honorable Justice Dr. Adil Omar Sharif, Deputy Chief Justice, Supreme Constitutional Court of Egypt.
To return to India, a beautiful country known world over for its rich cultural heritage, and the place that it has earned it on the global platform. I'm happy that my visit today is for a genuine cause, and I'm here to contribute to the gathering as a member of legal fraternity, and also in my personal capacity, because I know we all have an important role to play for the betterment of this world. Ladies and gentlemen, it is really interesting to see that a school has taken this great initiative to bring the legal luminaries on one platform. The huge and impressive list shows us the large participation of responsible members of society. Generally, that we see is that school other than CMS just busy themselves with the academic growth of the learners, and there is hardly any thought given to the global concerns. I strongly recommend that this model of city Montessori school and its efforts for resolving global concerns under the dynamic leadership of the Gandhis and their staff should be taken up by educational department of other countries as well.
शिक्षात्मक सांस्कृतिक कार्यक्रम एवं चिंतन हेतु विश्व एकता सत्संग में आप सभी सपरिवार सादर आमंत्रित हैं।